just a small little video on the expansion tank on a JCB. As you can see, this particular one, it's such a shame that this had some repair work done here in its past, because it would have been lovely if this was all copper, just all shiny copper. That would have looked really nice on the JCB. So yeah, it still needs a bit of cleaning up, but I'm going to paint that. Just going to paint it black and be done with it. I think would be the best thing. Just had a small repair here, someone's done, so that's good. Obviously, you know, it wouldn't have been the previous owners, but it would have been probably, I reckon that repair was done in the army, I reckon. That's when I reckon it was done, because it was obviously looked after then. So as you can see, there's a few bits, brackets. Got a few brackets here, all these little brackets and bits and pieces. So you know, it's all there. So it's all going to go. I'll probably paint this green, tank black. All the attachments will go green as well. And nice new nuts and bolts. That'll be the plan. So there we are. So as you can see, the expansion tank has come out not too bad. It's not bad at all, really. It's not bad. It's a pity, really. It is such a shame that the tank itself wasn't in really good nick, because if it was, it would have been quite nice. It's a shame about this, but I'm not going to play around with it. Well, to be honest with you, I'll keep a lookout. If I can find another one, second-hand one, will be better. A new one's probably just going to be metal. I would rather it be brass like this, to be honest with you. That would be ideal, because then I could just really clean it up, maybe leave it brass because it looked nice, and just put it into a bit of lacquer. It looked quite smart actually. Green and brass look really nice. But anyway, you know, just beggars can't be choosers. Let's work with what we've got. So what I'll do is I'll just stick the cap back on it, be done with it, and then that's basically that cleaned up. And then it's just more or less cleaning up these little bits and pieces here, and then putting it all back. But you know, I ain't going to show you step by step on this. I'll just literally put this all back together again and show you it all done, basically. But there we are. So that's the expansion tank. A lot of the JCBs don't really have them on. Some do. My one's been running for quite a long time without it, by the looks of things. But there we are. So yeah, we just do that. Excellent. Right, so it's now time to try and straighten up the front end on this tractor. It's a little bit bent here and there, but it ain't as bad as some I've seen. But yeah, there are a few little dodgy little bits, but let's see what we can do. There we are. So the front's tidied up a little bit better. There's still some work to do on the front. So hopefully that what's that bucket doing there for? Been looking for that. Okay, anyway, so there we are. So that looks pretty good. Hello guys, right, so the first thing, prepping up the JCB for little bits and pieces like this. I've took these little panels off. They were 11mm nuts, to take them little panels off there. So basically it's about cleaning all inside here, getting all this nice and clean, all the grease off, all the muck, and that's what I'm doing today. So today is cleaning all the grease off. Obviously, you know, I've done these little bits and pieces here and there, but yeah, it's about cleaning all the grease off, getting all the grease cleaned up on this side, on this section here of the machine, and that's basically where we are. So once I've cleaned all this off, then I'll sand it all down nicely, prep it all up with just a base primer. So that's the whole idea, is to get everything into a base primer. That's basically my plan. Is to get the whole JCB into like a base primer, you know, like this basically, and then obviously I'll sand it all down again, prep it all up nicely, and then obviously put some good paint on there. Okay, so where are we today? So all the little bits that needed repairs had repairs done to them, and I've just put them in this base. This is just a base primer just to protect, you know, the raw metal, you know, basically where I've made the repairs. That's kind of, you know, what I've done. So there we are. But yeah, so that's basically how I've done it. So the next step now is just to make a few final little repairs. Let's see if I can find one. Can't really find one. Must be one somewhere. Okay, I can't find one, but there are some. There's some little bits that needs to be done. Yeah, I can't find any, but I know when I go over it, I'll find them. So basically, the next step now is to obviously make them little repairs, which I will do tomorrow. And then I'll wash her all down, jet her all, wash her, take her back down there, give her another jet wash, clean her up. And then what I'll do is I'll primer with green primer in like these parts in here, with green primer in them, just to tidy them up. And then with green primer in, like, you know, places like this, just, you know, a green primer just to give it a bit of a base coat. Then we'll flat it all down, and then what we do is we'll go over the whole thing. So everything you can see grey and everything you can see yellow, we'll go over the whole thing with basically a green primer. After I've flat down the little bits inside here to make it all look nice, and then we'll let that dry. We'll give that a little flat down again, just a little flat down, and then we'll go over a green primer again, and then we'll go on with a top coat, probably a 3 coats, I would say, of top coats probably is what I'm going to do on this. So I'll do it in stages. But yeah, this is how I'm doing her, and you know, eventually once she's done, she'll look nice. But I'm really pleased with these. These look really nice on. I know you've seen the previous video with them, but yeah, it looks good. So that's basically how we're doing it. So it's all good. Right, so basically what I've done is I've done exactly what I said I was going to do. So basically in here has all been primered up with green primer, and all your little, you know, your little bits and pieces inside there. So what I used was a really small, oh, nearly fell over. Really small. I've still got a spray inside here properly. That's all got to be cleaned out and jet washed, but anyway, it needs to be open now. So basically, yeah, I've basically done the same in there as well. I've painted all these pipes, not to worry, because they're all going to be sorted out. We're going to sort them out, don't worry about that. So like all these little bits again, all inside here has all been painted. And what I used was, and again, you know, all up around in there as well, and what I've used basically is a really small little spray gun to get inside and sort of get up sort of underneath there as well. So this is now all ready. So now I'm going to leave this now. We're going to crack on with the engine, cleaning up the engine, start dismantling some parts off the engine so we can paint her. So I'm going to paint all the engine first inside, and then, oh, I forgot, no, there is one more thing I do need to do, is this wheel. All this needs to be grinded right back to bare metal, same as what I did to the other one on the other side and that hub. So I've got to take the wheel off and sort that out, and then clean up all through there as well. So I've still got to do that. I might tackle that next, actually, to be honest with you. So yeah, so she's coming along slowly. She's coming along, so we're getting there. So that's where we are so far. Just a quick one on the hub and the steering. This has had 1 coat, so it's going to have another coat of grey, and then probably about 2 or 3 coats of green on this, depending how it looks. I couldn't believe that the bolt that goes through there was just literally sitting in there. It was snapped both ends, and it was just sitting there, so I've had to drill that out. Another little bodge up I've come across. Why on earth someone would just stick it in? They stuck it in with a bit of mastic. It had a bit of mastic around it, and it was stuck in with mastic. Well, yeah, well, what do I say? So that's that. So that's that being done. The wheel is masked up, ready to be sprayed. Oh, wasp. bloody wasp. Ready to be sprayed in a grey primer. Sorry, I'm actually trying to tackle a wasp here somewhere. Keeps trying to get on me. So yeah, a grey primer, and then obviously some green primers on that. That's the plan for that. And then I'm probably going to give this a top coat of green once it's done, and then we can put the wheel on, and the wheel won't need to come off again basically, and then we can just paint everything else around it. So that's the plan. So we're getting there with that. So yeah. So here I am cleaning this up, and if you look very carefully, we have blue, and underneath the blue is a green at the bottom, and then there's yellow on top of the whole lot. So it's green, yellow, or sorry, green, blue, and then yellow on top. So you can sort of see the blue and the green. So it all adds up to the history of what the JCB, you know, what I was told about it. So it makes sense. So she was green originally. You look very carefully, it does sort of show there is some green all the way up here, long way up, and then you've got the yellow, and then you've got the blue. So that's plant marsh, or was it plant marsh? Marsh plant hire company, that's their colours. And then the yellow, obviously, at the end of it, when she was painted yellow, before she was sold off. Right, so I've lifted her up. I've with the rams, the hydraulic lift rams, or jacks, whatever you want to call them. I've basically cleaned them all up and used some brake cleaner to get all the grease off them and muck. And then what I've done is I've basically given them a nice coat of black matte paint that I use. Really good, really durable paint as well. It's good quality paint. So that's what I've done with her so far. So she's looking pretty good actually. So walk around her. She's looking quite nice. She's slowly getting there. You can see all the front hub's been painted. So yeah, she's slowly getting there. Slowly getting there, bless her. So I'm really happy with the way she looks. So the cab's all on. The cab looks quite good now. All bits and pieces have been done inside. So we're getting there with the cab. I've just got to make it nice and comfortable inside. I've got to get original steering wheel. As you can see, she's got the Boy Racer steering wheel there, with the racing hub. But once I get the old steering wheel on there, I'll change that. I'm hunting down, so if anyone knows of anyone that's got well, today's date is what are we in? May the 19th is today. So basically May the 19th 2022, that's today's date. So I'm basically looking for a white JCB. I think it's a 3-spoke steering wheel. It needs to be white because it'll set the cab off nicely in there. So that's what I'm looking for. I don't have the old 1970s. I think they done it in 1970 to 1976 or something like that. I think it was. They did the white steering wheel, something like that. I'm not too sure. I'm not 100%, but that's what I'm after. So if anyone's got one locally or around sort of, should we say, Sussex, West Sussex, East Sussex, Surrey, Devon, or maybe not as far as Devon, but Hampshire, so Kent, got a steering wheel, give me a message, and I'll be really interested in that. So, but yeah, she looking quite nice. She's a lovely old girl. I put her up this morning, and she's stayed exactly where she is, so that's all good. The only thing that's sinking is the ground. But it's looking nice. As soon as it's dry in now. There's a few patchy bits, as you can see on it, but it's drying. And once she's dry, she'll be nice. And all these hoses, I'm going to tidy these all up because it looks horrible with the yellow where someone's just gone over and sprayed them with yellow. Look, I've sprayed the tractor green and I haven't got no yellow. I haven't got no green on them. but you know, it's because you mask things up properly. Just take your time. But yeah, I'll replace them slowly anyway.